This cake has 4 mouth-watering elements: zesty lemon cake, tangy lemon curd filling, sweet blueberry buttercream, and juicy fresh blueberries. The combination is heavenly. The ingredients in this cake are, of course, lemons, eggs, all-purpose or plain flour, vanilla extract, sour cream, milk, baking powder, granulated white sugar, and butter. Start by creaming the butter and sugar together, which takes about 3 minutes, and meanwhile, zest your lemons. Using a lemon zester is ideal because it only takes off the fragrant outer peel instead of the bitter pith underneath. But if you don't have a zester, you can use the fine side of a grater. By now, the butter and sugar should be pale and creamy. Add the lemon zest and mix it in, and then crack your eggs and add those one by one, mixing for about 30 seconds after each one so that they incorporate properly. Now add the vanilla and mix that in, and then whisk together the flour and baking powder in a bowl and add half of that, mixing only until it's just combined and you don't see any flour in the batter anymore, and then add the milk and sour cream. Mix those in, and then the rest of the flour mixture. Your batter should be quite runny and pale in colour. Divide the batter between 3 greased 6-inch baking pans, or I have conversions on the recipe on BritishGirlBakes.com for different sizes of cakes, like larger 8-inch cakes or mini 4-inch cakes. Bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes until the cakes don't wiggle in the middle when you jiggle the pan and a toothpick pushed into the middle comes out clean. Let the cakes cool completely before you assemble your cake. A quick side note on substitutions. If you don't have sour cream, you can use buttermilk instead of the milk and sour cream. So instead of half a cup of sour cream and half a cup of milk, use 1 cup of buttermilk. Although I prefer the flavour and texture of this cake with sour cream, the buttermilk version is very similar. Both are soft and light, but rich and buttery too. Okay, to make this cake even more lemony, we're going to make lemon curd. To prepare the ingredients, crack the eggs and cut your butter into small pieces so that it combines easily. Zest your lemons and then squeeze them to measure out the lemon juice. Put all of the ingredients into a small saucepan and heat over a low heat. The key to smooth lemon curd is to heat it very, very gently so that the eggs don't cook too fast and make the curd lumpy. It will take about 30 minutes to cook this, and you need to whisk it as it cooks, so listen to a good playlist or podcast and don't turn that heat up. You'll notice the curd thicken, and to test it, dip a spoon into it and check the back of the spoon. It should be covered in a layer of curd, and if you run your finger over it, it will leave a clear trail. Pour the curd through a sieve to make it even smoother, and then cover it with plastic wrap, pushing the plastic down onto the surface to prevent a skin forming on the curd. Put it in the fridge and it will thicken as it cools. Here's the same batch of lemon curd a few hours later and it's nice and thick. To make blueberry buttercream, you can use fresh or frozen blueberries. Put the blueberries in a saucepan with 1 tablespoon of water and 1 teaspoon of sugar and heat over medium to make them simmer, breaking down the berries with a potato masher or a fork, and when the blueberry liquid starts to thicken, it's ready. Use a spatula or spoon to push the berry mixture through a sieve because you only want the liquid puree, not the blueberry skins. Leave the blueberry puree to cool and make your buttercream. Buttercream is very simple to make. Mix together room temperature butter and powdered sugar or icing sugar until it's smooth, and then add vanilla. Normally you'd add milk or cream to thin it out, but instead add the cooled blueberry puree a teaspoon at a time to flavour and colour the buttercream. But stop adding it when the consistency is easy to stir and your spatula leaves smooth trails through it. If you add too much liquid, you'll make the buttercream runny and it won't hold its shape. Put a large star tip, like an 8B, into a piping bag and fill the bag about 3/4 full with blueberry buttercream. I love the little flecks of berry in this. You don't want the blueberry skins because those will clog the piping tip. To assemble your cake, pipe a dot of blueberry buttercream on the middle of a plate or a cake board, and then press your first lemon cake layer into that. This will hold it in place. Then pipe rosettes all around the outer edge of the cake, squeezing the piping bag to let the buttercream bulge out, and then pulling up and away to make a peak on each rosette. Let the rosettes touch each other to form a wall around the outer edge of the cake, and then spoon lemon curd into the middle. Normally I like to level cake layers, but for naked cakes like this with piped filling, I like to leave a slight dome on each layer. This way, when you flip the layers upside down, the middle of the cake layer rests on the filling, but the edges are slightly raised, leaving more of the pretty colour and texture of the piped filling visible. Make sure each layer is centered so it's directly above the previous layer, and that way your cake will be straight, not leaning. Top the cake with blueberries, which give you that refreshing burst of juice when you bite into them. Store the leftovers of this cake in an airtight container like a Tupperware in the fridge for a week, but I'm confident it will all be eaten before then. Get the full recipe and tutorial on BritishGirlBakes.com and visit my cake school for online baking and cake decorating courses. Thanks for watching.